and welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy to have you here. This is The Flip Side. And we'll be talking about all things mindset. And I have my friend Angelica here.
Hello.
Who just sees the world in a way that I have not seen many people do. And so I think it's going to be so beneficial for so many people in different walks of life. Like now you're doing the journey of motherhood, which is another huge change, which you are a professional at, and that we'll talk about. But yeah, I think there's so many different people that you can impact with how you view the world.
Wow.
You're welcome. Okay, so first I want to start with the thing that clued me onto I really want to talk to you about this, which was when you had your daughter.
Yeah.
Sophia this year, yeah, correct.
This January. It doesn't all feel like it happened in the same year, but here we are.
Doesn't it? Yeah. And you said, I've spoken to multiple new mothers now because there's quite a few in my life, and they all said it was really, really felt like they lost themselves, which would be just such a hard thing to go through. All your time and attention is spent on this new person in your life.
Yeah.
And you're second now.
Yeah, you're last at everything.
Last. Yeah, not second. Last.
No, you are last.
Yeah. And I just thought that was so interesting because how you described it instead was it just feels like me plus one.
Yeah.
That's what you said. And I thought, wow, I've not heard that before and I'm not sure how she's done it. And so that's really one of the main things I want to talk to you about. So do you want to tell us a bit about your journey and why you felt that way?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's something that I got really good at, particularly being pregnant. I think the fear of giving birth made me really good at self-talk.
Okay.
So I feel like that's something that I do really well. And something that I was doing as I was labouring was literally telling myself, you're okay, this is temporary, and things like that. So I took that into the experience of having her be earthside as well, and everything that it's obviously it is really hard. It changes up your whole world. You would just be able to put on a movie, sit down, eat dinner whenever you want and stuff. It just completely flips you upside down. But I think I was just really good at just saying she won't need me the way that she needs me right now one day. So I am happy to give all of myself right now, and then she'll just take little bits as she needs it as she grows.
Yeah, okay.
Kind of thing. So I feel like that was really helpful, and having a healthy mindset was just so important. And reframing the problem I sort of to do. So
yeah, can you give me an example if you can think of one of a problem where you were okay, I could see it this way, or
I think you can definitely feel like everything's stacking on you because you're sleep deprived. There is a reason why sleep, deprivation is a form of torture.
Yeah, correct.
And stuff, you're going through such heightened emotions coming down from the hormones and everything, having a new baby. But I remember reading something as I was doing a late night feed and scrolling on my phone. And it was motherhood breaks you down and then puts you back together in a new way. And I really liked that because I was just you know what it does? It's going to pull out all of my good parts, weed out all of the bad parts, give me new ones as well, new ways of struggling with things.
Yeah.
But then I'm actually rebuilding myself as a person, and I could meet someone, in a weird way of saying it, that I actually like better. So I could be a better version of myself kind of thing.
I don't even think that's a weird way of saying it. I think that's such a good way of saying it. You could, come out of it appreciating more all the parts that you've fostered through this process, and then also gained, and then also had to drop away because there's so many things that when you're an individual by yourself, I don't know motherhood, but I can imagine being an individual is not purposefully, but can be quite egocentric.
Yes.
And then you really don't have a choice but to be well, never mind that.
It's so true. It's all of the elements of yourself that might be a little bit selfish out the window because you are so self-serving. And I think that's another thing that I really felt a sense of duty. It's really strange, but it was something that sort of locked in. It wasn't, I don't know, that was the most realistic thing that I was just I didn't expect to experience that because a lot of people put so much pressure on themselves. They'll have a baby and they'll be oh, I'm going to get my mum's superpowers and I'm going to know exactly what to do. I'm going to know what that cry means and
when happens. It's this pitch, it's stay hungry when it's this.
There are so many people that try and interpret it. I'm like, anyone that tries to speak baby to me, I just feel like is on another planet. Or it's just like, it just doesn't make sense. And I was just like, I'm okay with not knowing the answer every time too.
Yes.
So all of that sort of self-talk and like, I found really positive, and people like would freak out if she would start crying like, oh, what does she need? I'm like, your guess is as good as mine, but like, let's figure it out together.
Do you want to bet on it? Yeah. Oh my God, you said something just there that I was like, oh, I really want to ask you about that.
It's my fault. I swear to God.
You said.
What did I say? It was about.
I know what I wanted to say about it, but I want to remember exactly what you said. Everyone feels like they have to know the answer.
Yes.
And you like got okay in the not knowing.
Yes, getting comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes.
I think that's what we were talking about when we were talking about work as well.
Yeah.
So working in change management.
Yes.
The whole sort of ethos of change is literally just being comfortable, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Introducing such a massive change into whatever, even like a small one. Any sort of change just disrupts what you're used to. We're all creatures of habit, so it's like so jarring to go through something. And one really funny thing is that change managers themselves don't deal with change typically very well because they're in such control over the change because they're the ones
orchestrating
like, sort of doing
the change
it instead of receiving it. So
True.
I feel like that's a really funny part of some people that really struggle when they're going through the change themselves. But I think that because the actual change, like experiencing change myself is something that I love because like you, like we were just saying, get bored really easy. I love going to different projects. I love that every day feels different. I need that sort of thing. And I think that that's also something that crosses over into motherhood, which sometimes is just like, you want to bang your head against the wall because it's like I did everything the same way yesterday and we got a very different outcome. I don't understand why. But at the same time, it's like, okay, this is another new challenge. It's like speed learning. Like speed It's like just learning on steroids.
And you just said it as well, seeing it as a challenge. Yeah. And so most people, I would think, and I've experienced like in athlete form of this, seeing things as a threat versus a challenge. It's always about that in my first episode. And it's so, like, you didn't even try. And that was the way you framed it. Like, not you didn't try, but you have so many things that are like either inherent in you or have been instilled in you by your parents, or you've learnt somewhere along the way through a challenge. And do you think that your capacity for dealing with change is so high because you learnt it from work, or because it's an element of who you are from before?
I feel like it's like trifold. I feel like it is definitely a bit of work. It's definitely, I always like to be a glass half full sort of positive person. Yeah. And then I think the third element is that I'm just so well supported. Yeah. And I think I have like the right voices around me. I think that you can be as positive as you want to be, but if you haven't got the right sort of support around you, it can really bring you down. It's like seeing someone and then you're like, I feel really heavy after that instead of being really uplifted.
Yeah, energized.
Like, and it was just like, I found like my mum and my sisters are like such good positive voices. Like my mum especially, she was just like, even with something as simple as like breastfeeding, it's like such a really big deal. It's like a massive connection thing for a lot of people. Yeah. She wasn't able to with any of us. And her biggest thing was just like, I don't want you to feel that pressure. As long as your baby's fed, that's what you need to focus on. That would have been like a major source of anxiety. There were so many mums that I spoke to that were having terrible times with cystitis and all of these other things. Yeah. Or, like they weren't latching. Like I think that it's like you can talk so negatively to yourself about those things because it's like it's something I'm supposed to be able to do. Yeah, like that's like exactly what I was going to ask. That we're supposed to have, and it's just like. Whereas I was just like, that's not a function that everyone gets to have. It's lovely, those people that it comes really easy to, but if it doesn't come easy to me, I'm okay with that because I feel like I'll just find other ways to bond and stuff. And I think that, like, I've not felt like I haven't had that connection with her. I've been super connected and stuff. I just feel like I've just sorted out in other ways. It's just... It
wasn't tied to, like, the thing, the outcome.
That's like the be-all and end-all. It's like the same thing with birth plans. It's like everyone was like, what is your birth plan? And I was just like, to have a healthy child. I don't want to like to deliver her and me be in one piece kind of thing. It was just like, I didn't go in there having a big plan.
Can have your ideals, but like
absolutely.
I think the problem comes up is when you're so tied to them, like when it starts not going right, that allows you to spiral.
Goes. Absolutely. It's so easy to do and like feed into that, and you're already so hopped up on hormones. It's so easy to give into it. It's a lot, but like, and that's also something that really challenges the way that I work, because you have to be so methodical at work. There are like different frameworks that you have to do to sort of manage that change. Lots of strategies that you can do, like different ones depending on what it is, but it is very sort of like you stick to the plan, but you have to be able to pivot really easy as well, because it is such like a pressure cooker environment.
And you're dealing with humans who like you said, do something one day, how they're going to react, not the same the next day. It doesn't just apply to babies.
So true.
It applies to people, I think.
I swear we had this conversation yesterday. We were on board, and today it's like, well, you've had time to process it, and that changes so much as well. And it's just like, you just have different feelings going into it day to day. So it's like the definition of insanity is like doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome.
Yes.
So you have to pivot, do things, learn, and everything. And I think that's just been such a big part of it. But the support, I think the support is
support's a big one.
And also like talking about everything before. I think that's something that my husband, my Andrew, and I did so well before we got married. It was like, this is just how I want to live. How do you think that you see us living, and like things that we do day to day? And it's like, okay, even when we would have a fight when I was pregnant, I was like, okay, we're going to have to deal with this and then have another person that is completely dependent on us. We're going to have to get better at putting lots of things on our plate and navigating a lot of things. So I feel like we were constantly building each other up in that sense and supporting in that way, so that when she did come, it was like, okay, now we're going to be challenged in a whole nother way. It's going to be such a big impact on both of us. We're like spending a lot less time together, or if we are, it's like to serve the needs of another person, not just spending time together. So I think that's another element of it that also makes people really feel disconnected from who they are, because their partner is a massive part of who they are as well.
Right, yeah. Can I interrupt you for a second? Course. I want to ask you, because we have talked about this before just in our life, but I think such a big part of why I would say from the outside, and you might not feel this way, but from the outside, like your relationship and then going into this next part of your journey has been so successful so far. I hope you do agree.
Yeah,
definitely. I hope you agree. I don't want to just be like, it's going so good, and then you're like, no, it's so successful because you're able to have those conversations and have from very early on. Do you have advice that you give to people on how you could start that? Because I think people are really lost in, this is how it is right now. This person or me, like we just don't see eye to eye, but I really love them.
Yes.
But it's just not, we can't get on that level and have those type of conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that like one part of it is that you just both have to be open to the idea of chatting. It's not like every conversation goes the right, like exactly as you plan. But yeah, definitely trying to instill an open mindset in each other. And also not starting with a problem. I found it's so easy to start with a complaint, which then drives the conversation. Because it's like, well, I want to talk to you about something. Like, you better sit down, or like, let's chat about this and stuff. It already sounds like you're going to have an ugly thing to say.
Yeah.
And like you said, an attack for sure.
You're on the attack.
But it's just like, hey, like I was thinking about this, and how do you think that we could do that? And it's like, it sounds so therapist-y, but it's like not that unnatural when you're actually talking
when you're doing
to the
it.
person that you're
it's not.
Like, you're with every day. I'm like, how do you expect we navigate this? It's like,
it's not like that, but it's with just, that sentiment.
It's like that tone kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like opening it up to like talk about you, like what you think, what they think, and then how you can like sort of meet in the middle.
Yes, and I think that's the gem, is like taking what they think, what you think, you going in open-minded, because it's really easy to be like, oh, my partner just doesn't understand, it's so easy to take that mindset, especially going in with a problem. It's so easy to take that mindset because they feel attacked and then they defend.
Exactly.
Of course, you're going to defend a position if you feel attacked.
Of course.
And so going in with, hey, I was thinking this. What do you think? What do you think? Let me just hear your opinion. And don't go in there with a motive to win.
Exactly right.
Because
such a game changer.
That's where it comes undone. It's like, if I have to win this, then I'm there to fight. Like, I've come in for a fight.
That's exactly right. You've already set the stage and you haven't even actually realised it. But I think it's funny that when we were overseas, the priest actually said this to our friends when they were getting married. They said it like, in Greek, it has more impact, but in English, it just sort of translates.
English.
Boring. It was really interesting. You know, a lot of them say, like, make sure, like, you know, devoted to one another, always love each other and stuff. But this one said that make sure that you keep yourself grounded and to make sure that you don't let your ego come in between you. Ego is the thing that will undo you in a relationship, which is so interesting. And it comes back to that concept of winning and losing. There are no winners and losers. This is a partnership.
Yeah.
And when he said that, I was just like, that, I think, is probably one of the loveliest things I've heard as advice for someone in a relationship, like marriage, whatever, whoever it is. It's like, yeah, having that attachment to ego is so ugly. And that's 100% something that the motherhood will either strip of you or make you more like nitpicky in, well, I'm doing all of this and what are you doing? It's so easy because you are their primary person a lot of the time.
Definitely.
You're like who they need, particularly for the women that are breastfeeding.
Yeah.
It's like you are like their everything. Like right now, not always a partner that can help you with stuff, but there are so many other things that they can find like to do to support you with. Like washing bottles or making you a drink or making sure that you've eaten that day. It's such a big thing and like so overlooked, and like all those little things actually make up to making the mum feel okay. They're so underrated, I feel.
So if, say, the guy feels like he's trying to do that stuff, right?
Yes.
And because there's so much being asked by this baby of the mother, then like I still feel like it's not enough, the mum.
Yeah. And that's...
How do you know?
So common.
Yeah, I know.
I was talking to a friend about it the other day and she was like sort of saying those sort of like sentiments in there.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's not enough because I'm on all day and I'm doing all of these things. And as crappy as it feels, like there is no answer to it. Some like that's the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
You are doing more and they're doing as much as they can.
And how do you come to terms with that? Like, is that something you felt like you encountered and you went, oh yeah, this is like so much more me in these aspects. Like it has to be. There's not really a like compromise on that. It just has to be.
I definitely did. Yeah.
And so then how did you come to terms with like, okay, that is what it is?
I think that internally it did make me like angry initially. Like I think wanting like to put it into example, it was more around like routine. Andrew was really laxed about it. He was just like, why don't we just put her down when she's tired? And I'm like, there is so much research that's gone into sleep science and all of those things. And it's just like babies thrive off routine. They need that predictability. It might not be the same like 11 o'clock every day, which was a learning for me. Like there's like timings, it's more the structure and things like that. And that was something that he was just really struggling to understand and implement. He sort of like wanted to, and again, it's so common, but it's like you take the easier route, like I'll just hold them until they fall asleep instead of helping them independently fall asleep, which then gives her longer stretches and stuff like that. Made me really frustrated. But I think that I also came to terms with, okay, like this isn't something that's within your skill set, but this is a skill set that I really value, so I'm going to put more time in it. You can put the skill set that you have into something else that will create value for us, sort of thing, whether that's work, whether that's like looking after all of the other little things, whether that's just hearing me out for my rant and then like leaving. Like there was, I think, and again, comes back to reframing the problem. Like it's just like, okay, well, if you can't do this, what else can you do?
And do you have to specify that, do you feel? Like, does that have to be, that has to be a conversation. It's not just like, okay, I'm going to let you like handle the things that you do better. You have to be like, okay, I'm not getting enough support in this area, but like I need you to like pick it up here.
100%. And I think that that's actually something that we've talked about so much because I feel like it's like ingrained in women. It's just like, but you have eyes. You can see that potentially you need these things. You can see that I was up all night. Why would you not wake up with her in the morning so I can sleep? You know what I mean? But it's like, I think his what's it called, sort of mentality is, but unless you tell me, I think that you've got it and you're okay. And I'm like, well, annoying as that sounds, like, it sounds perfectly reasonable too, that, like, communicate and you will get, sort of thing. Like, you'll get what you're asking for, you just need to tell me. And stuff. And also, it's so easy to be like, everything's changed from me, and again, that ego comes in, everything on you, you're talking about how it's impacted you, but it's actually impacted them so much as well, just because they've not carried the child, just because, like, you know, they're not feeding them if you're breastfeeding, or if they maybe just take bottles with their mum, or whatever it is. It's like, it has changed their life in a really big way as well. And us as a couple, oh my God, we introduced so much change this year, like just baby, move out, business, so many things like that.
So many things.
In the 1 year, we just flipped everything on its head. And so I think communication became so important, but you can't help those resentful feelings at times, because I think that's just a part of the process and the journey. But it's just something that I think that self-talk and your mindset will really help with.
So I think that, like you said, the resentment probably in any relationship will come up anyway.
Doesn't matter how strong you are, I swear to God. Like, it creeps in because of how big it is.
What are you doing? And they feel the same way about you sometimes.
Oh my God, it's so true. So true.
Yeah, and it really is just how you decide to then continue on with that feeling. Am I going to let it fester and, like, grow into something that's going to be damaging to our relationship? Or am I going to, like, bring it to the table and be like,
easy to do.
Hey, what do you think about this?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's so much easier than people maybe think. It feels very scary for the first times doing it, because I think in previous relationships for me, that wasn't something that felt safe at all.
Yeah.
So the resentment just, like, build. And then it was like, I really don't like this person, you know? And it gets to that point where you don't like them, and that's not nice. That's nasty. And they probably think you're fine because you haven't said anything. Yeah.
And getting better at actually standing, I feel like it makes you so much better at standing up for yourself. I've seen, like, such a difference. Even in you, you're so vocal, like, with things, like, not in a bad way, but it's like you're so confident in speaking, even being open to things like this. Like, you know, you're challenging yourself so many ways, which is amazing to see. But, like, if you're with someone that was constantly bringing you down and making you feel like you don't have the confidence to do that, just goes to show the difference when you're with the right person.
Yes. Sure. Like, the partnership does make such a difference of someone who's you're trying to bring out the best in each other. And it's such a cliche to say, like, I feel like it doesn't have the same, like, gusto to it as what it really means. Like, to bring out the best in each other is such a big thing. And I think you can get there on your own, and, like, single people absolutely can do that for themselves.
Yeah.
When they're, like, feeding themselves good information and good learning. But to have a partner that, like, helps you, it's just that little, like, boost that makes such a difference if you're trying to push yourself.
Oh, for sure. You can even take it into friendships. It's like, what friends are serving you, which ones are not, which ones, like, helping you build up, genuinely happy for you. How are you also, like, supporting them? Instead of
how are you being a friend?
It's just like, I remember seeing this video, and it was just, like, about friendship, and it's like, I've never had to tell her how to be a good friend. And that's the goal.
That is the goal.
You want to be, like, the best version of yourself, that no one's been like, you know, you were a shitty person in that. Like, you're not always going to respond the right way and everything, but it's like, I didn't have to ask you to be a friend, because even if you did upset me or you did something, you were happy to listen. I think it's like, you're so, back to, like, winning and losing. You're so caught up in, like, well, you're on the defense. Like, I didn't mean to upset you, therefore you shouldn't be upset at me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's invalidating their feeling. That's not fair either.
Yeah, it's not really about if you're right or wrong. When you have a relationship, friendship, any type of relationship that you value the person.
That determines, I think, the way that you handle it, for sure. Yeah,
it's not me. It's like us. How are we going to continue this? How can we make this work if we can?
And you're upset that you upset the person.
Definitely.
I think that's what I feel. It's like, oh my God, when I upset Andrew, I'm just like, I'm, like, disappointed that I did that. Of course,
definitely.
Like, I feel like I've got that in me where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so cautious not to upset anyone. But then when I do upset someone, I'm like, oh, you know, like, why did that happen? Or, like, trying to, like, rationalize it. And I'm like, that's not fair. either. So that's something that I'm definitely working on, just to like not do that, because it's not, again, it's like invalidating the person's feelings. It's like, just because I didn't mean it doesn't mean that that didn't hurt you.
Yes,
sort of thing.
yes,
And
that
that's
is
such
also
a big...
something I'm working on.
It's so hard.
It is really hard, because you ultimately, I would say, everything anyone does comes from a place of they think that that is the right decision to make at that time.
Yeah.
And then if you can't like review that in time for the emotions, like you still think you're right.
Yes.
And so then to have to like drop that, again, is ego. You have to drop the need to be right in that scenario and put above that the want for the relationship to work.
Yeah.
Which is so hard.
But like, honestly, the ability to do that, I feel like putting yourself second in that scenario again is another thing that I think then helps you for becoming a mum, because it's not like you're putting all of your needs like last all the time. You're just sort of like weighing it all up, and it's like, well, this person needs me the most right now. If I'm okay, I can put myself a little bit lower, and when I need more help, I can reach out for that help, sort of thing, instead of just internalizing it and being like, well, you know, if they're not going to see it, then I'm not going to say anything, and then I'm going to just blow up one day and we're going to have a really big fight, and the distance just keeps on getting bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, there was another thing you said. Okay, I think I remember. I'm going to like go on the one little glimpse of thought that I had that I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. Okay, so you said something about for change. What's the little thing you said about change?
Like the method.
Comfortable.
Comfortable with uncomfortable.
Being uncomfortable. Yes. Okay. So I was going to say, would you say that change for most people is like the most scary thing about it is uncertainty?
I would say yes, for sure. The biggest part is like that fear of unknown. But another thing I remember I was reading when I was doing some research at work was like, change is the only thing that's constant though in every element of your life. So it's like, that's actually, it's so funny because it like brings unpredictability, but it's the most predictable thing to expect.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
it's an interesting way to look at it.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's such an interesting way to look at it. Yeah. It's like you can count on that things are going to change.
Yes. And that's exactly what sometimes we have to say at work. Like, we're introducing so many changes and stuff. There's like so many different elements of things that are like new features that are being built, new ways of working, AI, all that kind of stuff that's coming in. And like, we've literally had to say to some teams that we're copping the brunt of it, it's like, one thing that you can absolutely count on is that it's going to change a lot. Yeah. So do everything that you can to support yourself through that sort of period, like on your own as a person. Be really empathetic to others, and like just the environment. I feel like that's like, sort of where I was going with that. The environment is so important. Like, I found even being away from home, like with Sophia, like traveling, it was like, I feel like even on a bad day, the environment's different. So I was able to handle those bad days so much better, because that was like the peak of not sleeping.
That's not what I expected you to say. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
What do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean the different environment helped? What do you mean?
So like,
I would have thought like having your normal around you would feel better.
It didn't.
Okay, can you explain it?
I want to change my normal. I feel like we're living here right now, and that's like been really helpful and everything, but I feel like because we know where we want to go, we're not quite there yet in like terms of living on our own and things like that, like a space for our family to grow and everything. I was like, I really was so looking forward to this change up, because I'm like, okay, it's a different environment. We're going to be doing different things. Like, yes, it had that element of frustration and like, oh my God, where's our stuff? And like laying things out and having to like recreate home wherever we were, with just so many things that like she needs and stuff, like lots of baggage in that sense. But I was like, how unhappy can I be in Greece by the pool, contact napping with Sophia? Like, you know what I mean?
Let me try. No.
It was great.
That is great.
You know what I mean? It was like, I just did different, like that brought me so much joy. But if I was here, you know, unable to do my washing and all these other things, and like feeling like it was holding me back from so many things, but no, I was by the pool, I was social, it was getting a little bit of sun on the parts that weren't touching her. I had a drink in my hand and it was fantastic.
No washing.
No washing. Like, they took away some of that pressure.
The extra stuff that's just like the mundane things that you have to always do just to keep life going.
Yeah.
It's gone on a holiday. I understand what you mean now.
It is. It's so funny. But like, even like aside from all of that stuff, I just felt like being in a different place was just so nice, because it was also like a place, like, we hadn't been to that part of Greece before. We hadn't been to Singapore. Like, Andrew and I hadn't been either. So it was like everyone was experiencing that new place for the first time too, which I felt like was really special.
Together,
and then we're navigating this difficult time, and it was like just the three of us. Like, there was no sort of other noise, and it was like, I think I also just found how well we can support each other, because I feel like that was the least amount of fighting that we've done. And it should have been like such a pressure cooker environment, like being out of everything that makes us comfortable. But if anything, like, that discomfort brought us close together.
Yeah, because you were, like you said, the experience for the first time together.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and I think you can even say that about like going on a holiday with a partner. It can be like without a baby. Yeah. It can be do or die sometimes.
Oh, so
like,
have to go to the bathroom? Oh my God, they're right there.
Yeah, like, especially for people who haven't lived together before.
Yes.
Especially for people who haven't lived together before. But yeah, I think it can really, how do you navigate in like new environments and when you're trying to do things that you don't normally do together, plus a baby, can't imagine. But like you said, it brought you closer, and those types of situations, I think, do bring to light how your relationship is working.
So true.
I think.
Yeah.
And that might be different at different times. That's not to say it's like a stamp on this relationship has failed or like this relationship is successful. I think it's just like a good note to be, oh, this is where we're at the moment. This isn't great. Like, let's maybe review this. Or, wow, that really worked. Like, we're in a good place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you, like, I don't know if you've ever felt it, but it's like sometimes you have a fight, but like the fight's actually like, it's not as intense as it usually gets. It's not like the anger like doesn't peak sort of thing. I feel like I used to get so angry whenever Andrew used this word, because we're not fighting, we're having a discussion. Sometimes it does feel like a discussion. And I'm just like, I
never thought we'd do this.
Getting it better at fighting. I didn't ever think that we would get
You
there.
didn't?
I feel like he's a very passionate person.
Is he?
So I feel like it's like so different. My dad's really, it's so funny, you just link it back to your family all the time. My dad's super placid.
Yeah.
My mum's the firecracker. Yeah. And like, she's just like, I'll hold the grudge, I'll do
Yeah. I'll hold the grudge. So funny. She'll love that. Hi.
Great foundations. Yeah. But like, definitely that's how she fights. And it's so funny because I will typically say that I married my mum, not my dad.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a lot more personality similarities with my dad than I do with my mum. And I think that that's also why my mum is my best friend in that sense, because like, they have so many similarities, and it's like they're so passionate. Sometimes they speak without like fully thinking it through and like stuff, and you can't like always, I don't know, I feel like it wasn't rationalizing the bad things that you say in a fight, but it's also like, okay, this person is learning how to like express themselves in a different way. So like you can't take everything so to heart that he's saying or like what she's saying and stuff, because it's like I rarely fought with my mum, but when we fought, like it was because it was a big deal sort of thing that used to like, oh my God, I wouldn't feel physically ill. Like I just couldn't handle that sort of, I'm really bad at conflict. I just cry, which is also another frustrating thing that I feel like I take into fights, because I don't feel like I can say everything I want to say.
Yeah, you just start crying.
And I'm like, I'm not even this mad about it, but I can't
the emotions. Yeah.
And then like, actually, like I think it also gets interpreted like aggressively, because I'm like, I just like I can't speak, and like that silence is really annoying for the other
for some people that really can just keep going.
Oh my God, it's like so it just feeds the fire. But
somehow isn't that funny?
We really went on this tangent.
Yeah, that's okay. It's good. But it's true, like when you have to, and most people don't fight the same, so I think it's a good point to make. Most people don't fight the same, and you actually do learn how to fight better.
So much better.
You do.
Just to have like a more productive outcome after.
I think that's the point.
That's like the whole thing. It's just like, okay, you just, every time you want to get better because you don't want to have to like continually have the same fights.
Yeah, and you can fight all the time. That's exactly what I was about to say. You can fight all the time and just keep fighting the same way.
Exactly.
If you're not actively trying to change something.
Yeah.
Either about the way that you approach it or the way you respond and react, because that's the only thing you can control. And in that, you're able to express what you want.
Yeah.
If you can keep your composure, which is so hard.
Such a good way to put it. It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, I think that trying to control the other person is where a lot of things, like a lot of people get stuck because that's what they want. They want a change.
100%.
But like, how can I inspire this change in this person? Or like, can I at all? And that's tricky. It's like, do I need to just accept something?
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, that's just a fundamental part of their personality. And it's like, maybe they don't even not like that part of their personality.
Correct.
Maybe that serves them in
just
another
you that
way.
doesn't
It's like,
like
who
it.
am I to say, like, that's wrong, you know, just because that's my opinion as well. It's another part of ego that's like, it's not just your way. I think someone was saying like, I'm not going to give that person advice again because whenever they ask me what I think, they just do the opposite. I'm like,
Yeah, they don't do
while
it.
frustrating, who's to say your way is the right way? Why can't they ask other people to get their opinions and then sort of do that sort of thing? And the person sort of like looked at me and they were like, oh, like I didn't think of that like that way as well. So it's just like, I don't know, I feel like you just always have to be so humble about like the way that you approach those things and just really take the ego out of it.
I think that was such a good point because when my parents were going through their divorce, both of them would kind of come to me and say this, and this, and I would say, oh, I think this, exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
This is my opinion on it. And I would get so angry.
Yeah.
It would make me so angry that I feel like I could see the solution clear as day. Again, who am I?
Yeah.
In a 25-year, 30-year relationship to say this is what is correct.
Yeah.
Like, I can have my opinion, of course, but that doesn't mean that anyone needs to take it on or needs to action it.
Yeah.
And so that was such a big learning for me is like, it's not my life. So like, don't get attached to someone else's life and their life decisions. Like you said, like with a friend, like you can give them advice, but it's not your life.
No.
And maybe there are lessons there for them and you can't get in the way of that. You can't like stop that in its tracks. That's life, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like setting that path that they need to go down.
That's exactly right. And I think like that's such an important element of their growth too. It's like they actually maybe need to make that wrong decision so that they come to that conclusion on their own.
Yeah, wrong.
Yeah, like, oh, sorry, already like some
sometimes
bad
people
words.
are wrong. Sorry.
What might not serve them the best and stuff.
Yes,
Or like maybe
definitely.
it works out the way that you thought it would. They don't need the I told you so. They just sort of need you to sort of be there for them after.
Yeah.
And I think that was actually something I really learned from my sisters, like in their breakups and stuff. It was like you can tell someone like that, oh my God, that age-old saying like, could lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink. But it's like, you know what? Maybe they didn't need that sip, you know? Maybe they needed to learn it on their own. They needed to go through it. They needed to know. They needed to like take it as far as they could.
Yes.
And then see what the outcome is. And if it doesn't work out for them, then that's on them.
And if they make the same decision again later, like, again, that's on them. And that's not to say it in a nasty way at all. It's not to be like, wow, that's on them.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, we're all here trying to learn. And if you actively try and learn, then you make different decisions next time.
100%.
And yeah, don't get in the way of people making their decisions that they need to make to learn what they need to learn.
But they have to want to learn. And I think that that's such an important part of being in a relationship because you can't be like, okay, I'm the final product. It's like we're constantly, this is the last version of me.
Angelica 1.0 finished.
It's like, this is it. Yeah.
This is it.
It's like we're constantly working on ourselves and we should want to. But some people are just like, Joanna and I were talking about something and I was just like, you know what? They're a really good version of whatever they are. So like just leave that version where it is because they don't want to change.
No.
And you can't force that on someone. But for the people that are welcoming, those are the people that have like the really, I think, really good relationships.
Yeah. They're looking to be better themselves.
Yeah.
It's not really about the other person as much as it is because you're together.
100%. I don't want to be with someone that's exactly like me. I want someone that compliments me.
Yeah, and challenges me.
Challenges.
Yeah, something that I think is when I heard this, I was like, okay, I get it. Okay, remove the ego. Like, not fully, always comes up, as you know, like we said.
Of course.
But this was a big one for me when I read something that was like, the person that you're with is meant to like bring out the worst stuff in you, because it is going to like hold a mirror up to you. If you're with someone that's going to help you grow, it's going to hold a mirror up to you and be like, these are the nasty things that are inside you that you need to work on. Yeah. Basically. And I don't know if that's like a gross way to say it.
No.
But that's when I just thought, when I realized that, I was like, yeah, every time I'm reactive, every time I'm making a problem out of something, why?
Yeah.
Not like why I shouldn't have that problem, but like, why is that a problem for me?
Yeah.
And like go deeper into that, because that's ego being like, hey, here's the thing that like you haven't dealt with. Like, here it is. You're upset about this?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
Like, do you need to work on that? Probably. It's like one of those things.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And I think that like, that mirror, like you said, it's just, and I was thinking about it yesterday when I was thinking about like the things that sort of also helped us get by, because I think your relationship is such a big part of like your life and like then becoming a parent. I was just like, I really love even the ugly parts of Andrew. And like, you have to also love those ugly parts of yourself.
Yeah.
And the parts that feel ugly about parenthood as well.
Okay.
It's just like, there are so many difficult parts of it, but it's just like, do you want that to ruin your joy? And you can take it the same way for your relationship. It's like, are you going to let all of those things like be the end of you, or are you going to like accept what you can't change, some of those things, and then build on what you can?
Yeah, like choose that person again and again.
Yeah.
Even after you see those things and know those things, and they see those things about you and know those things about you.
Yeah.
And like being grateful as well that like you get to do that and they get to do that with you. I think it's really special.
And I honestly, I feel like the whole process of becoming a mom has just like the gratitude for everything is just like so heightened. I feel like some days it's just, you can't believe what you have. It's just like, I can't believe that like I had a person in my belly and now she's here and she makes me laugh every day, and there are just so many beautiful parts of it, and then I'm like, oh my god, just go to sleep please. But like at the same time it's like the most beautiful chaos. Like I feel like that's the only way I can say it. It is just such a beautiful chaos, and it just really does strip you down and like just put you back together.
Yeah.
And it's just like, at points of it, I've been like, I don't actually like the version of myself that's come out of it, because you're so cranky and like you're just not, I found myself like not being as good at being positive, because it's just like, it challenges you in ways that you didn't imagine possible. Like there's just so many things. It's like, okay, but like I'm trying so hard, like I should be seeing some result kind of thing, and it's like it's not happening, and that is so debilitating. I was like, how many times I like sat here and I was just like, Andrew, I feel like I'm failing, I'm crying, like I just I don't understand. I feel like I can't give her what she needs, or I'm like not doing it well enough and everything. And then I think like it's so hard to get past those things, but I really did feel like the self-talk and like having that support around me I put so much pressure on myself to like, no, you have to do everything on your own, you know, like you have to, you can figure this out. So many other people have done it. And sometimes that's really motivating. It's like, there are like millions of mothers, like you can do it too.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And other times it's like, there's millions of them and I'm failing.
Yeah. They're all doing it and I can't.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like so easy. But yeah, that self-talk is like so important. It's like, no, you know what? She's fed. She feels loved today. She's warm. She's got a roof over her head and she's got like 2 people that adore her. Like, you know, she's got the basic needs right now. So I'm like, I'm doing okay, like kind of thing.
Yeah. And which parts of it, like when that was coming up for you and you know that all of those things are true, what was it that was making you feel like you weren't doing enough or you weren't good enough or you weren't, you know, you were failing at it?
I just like, sleep was a really, like her sleep, navigating that was a really big part of, like, she was unsettled. It was like a constant loop of overtiredness. And I felt like, I was like, I'm trying so many different things. I'm so open to different learnings. I'll try the crying, you know, leaving them to figure it out. I've tried the rocking, the really being there for her. And I just felt like I couldn't find the formula that she needed. And my mum, like, I was just crying one day. I was just like, I don't know what I can do. And my mum was just like, I don't know why you feel like you have to do this on your own. She's like, why? Like, there are so many services out there that you can go. And I felt like so much shame because I was like, well, they didn't do it. My mum didn't do it. My mother-in-law didn't do it. Like, why do I need that additional support? I should be able to figure it out. I'm a problem solver. I can't figure out this problem.
Yeah.
And it was so, I feel like even admitting that to myself, it's like, you know what, I don't have the answer. I can't find the answer within myself and the way that I'm looking for things. So I was just like to Angie, I can't do this anymore. Like I need something. So, and even the first avenue of help that I saw, like I went to Caritane, like they're like a service that helps like with mothers.
It's like Tresillian, something
like
similar.
Tresillian, yeah. But like this one didn't come to your home. They do like telehealth sort of conversations with you. And I was just like, their approach was really soft. And I feel like they weren't seeing what I was seeing. It's like she's not showing any signs that other babies would show. Like the windows of when they're supposed to be awake are so broad. I was like trying to figure out what kind of baby I have. Do I have a high sleep need baby that's just not sleeping because I'm not doing the right things? Do I have a low sleep need baby and I'm like forcing her to sleep when she doesn't want to?
Yeah.
Hence the constant thing.
Hence the fight.
Yeah, it's so like I was like battling her 3 times a day, like for all of her naps, at least an hour and a half.
Wow.
On top of being on for like the 2-3 hours that she's awake to stimulate her enough to get tired enough.
Which she doesn't want to do.
It was like the endless circle.
That would have been nuts. Like we laugh about it, but to live in that would have been so intense.
That was a part that I was just like, okay, this is really breaking my spirit. I was like, it's so hard to be positive through this because it's like, God, I'm trying so hard. And like, again, you feel like that in so many of your different elements, in work, in relationships, and so many things. I'm trying so hard. I'm not getting the outcome. But it's just like, you just have to keep trying. And then I was just like, oh, okay, like this didn't work. That wasn't the right thing for her. Next step, let's look at a sleep consultant. And it wasn't like, it was an easy decision. They're not cheap. And, you know, trying to start a business, it was a massive impact to us. And stuff to do that. But I was like, I feel like this is going to be an investment in, like, aside from what it's doing to me, I was like, it's so important for her to get her sleep. Yeah. So it's like, again, like putting your need a little bit lower than what she needs. Because it's just like, at the end of the day, she needs to grow and develop. She needs that sleep. She needs that, like, restorative sleep as well, not just a nap. Like, she needs, she really needs that to be able to function. So it was just like, I don't know, I feel like that's like investing in a course to better yourself. It's that investment is so important.
Yeah, it's the value you're going to get from it, not like the financial outlay. And if you have the capacity to do it, you know, of course that's a component. But sometimes things will be more expensive than you want or you expect.
Yeah. I didn't expect it to be as much as it was, but I was just like, I'm doing it.
Yeah, sometimes you need to, I think there's been some courses like throughout the years that I've done, and you're kind of just like, oh, am I spending too much? And then you do the thing and you're like, wow, that changed everything for me.
Yeah.
And like same as this situation. Now I feel like I've learnt from that. I found that when you have that feeling of like, I think this is right for me, oh, it's too expensive.
Yeah.
I think this was right for me was the instinct. Like, go, like, do it. And did you have that with this sleep consultant? Were you like, this is the thing, we got to do it? Yeah.
I was just like, we just have to. And you know what? I was like, even if it doesn't work, which is like so not ideal. I'm so glad that I tried it.
Yeah, you're like, we've tried something else, and we can tick it that like that didn't work.
You can't just sit there and, like we said, like it's the definition of insanity, like just doing the same thing and like just praying that it'll be different
result. Yeah,
it's just not conducive to success, and it's just like, I don't know, like it's just such an important thing. You just have to keep on pushing and keep talking to yourself, keep reminding yourself that like, you know, there is a solution. You are working towards something, because sometimes it's just like, what am I even doing it for? I feel like so many times I'm like, whatever, man, I'm just gonna, like, we won't worry about the routine. I will try that. Whenever she looks tired, maybe then I'll put her down. I'll keep her up for hours and stuff if that's what she wants. Again, like giving up was like one of the, like in that sense, it was like one of the worst things I could have done, because it was just like she had one of her worst nights ever because she was so overtired and she was waking up constantly.
She couldn't sleep. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like
when you stop looking for answers. Yeah.
Exactly.
When you stop looking for answers.
Stopping. And I think like I remember the video series that you did. You were just like, I'm going to do this and or become a better person along the way. And that was like one of the best things, because it's like, I'm going to try this. And if not, this is the other output of it, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I framed it that way because it was really important to me that the goal or the desire wasn't like the pinnacle of it. And it still is in a way. Like it still will be. And you can't really like take that away.
Of course.
You can't really take the goal away. You have to like sit with the goal and not be desperate for the goal.
Yeah.
And that's like the most unnatural. It's the most unnatural thing to do is have a goal that you want to cling on to so tightly and drive towards, but then also be okay if it doesn't happen. It's such a so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird, but learning it was transformative to have a goal and be so like bought into the journey that it didn't matter. But it does. Yeah. But it doesn't. So, yeah.
So true.
Same as like you would have done anything, right? You would have kept going if that didn't work. You would have kept going. And because like the goal is the goal, but also like it's about what you're finding out along the way. Absolutely. And how you guys are growing and changing along the way.
That's so true.
Yeah. Yeah. So interesting.
Is that okay? I'm just going to wake her up. Is that
all
right?
Oh my God, can I just also say, while we have been doing this, Sophia's been sleeping the entire time. Thank God. I think one more thing I wanted to talk about was we said that change, the thing that people don't like about is uncertainty.
Yes.
What I want to go a little bit more into after that is, do you think uncertainty, the way I frame uncertainty is something that ego doesn't like. That's why I think it's such a problem for people to kind of to sit in uncertainty. So what do you think of that?
I feel like ego like thrives on being in your element kind of thing, or even, I don't know, I think you also sometimes see like in people that even when they're not, like their ego is so big that they like rationalize that they're okay, and they're like they're just over extroverted, like just
overcompensate for whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas like I think that what can also be really uncomfortable about the uncertainty is you just don't know what the outcome could be. You don't know how it's going to impact you. And like for someone that is really confident in themselves and all of that, that's so jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah, you agree? Yeah, like I feel like if you are someone that has a lot of ego, you're not going to feel very good being in uncharted waters, because it's like you're not the expert of that experience or topic or whatever it is. So it's definitely going to not make them feel like the best version of themselves. Like they might feel like they're underperforming.
Yeah, I think maybe you could describe that as like people not feeling safe as well.
Absolutely.
And then when they don't, you can either, decide to kind of go on the attack, which I think is that ego reaction.
So true.
Of like, I don't feel safe, so I'm going to like create an environment that makes me control.
Yeah.
That's what that's what I needed. Come on. Yeah, control. Exert some sort of control over it so I feel safe again. Yeah.
For sure. And I think that's why, like, even at work, like, people will push back so hard when they feel really uncomfortable because they're just like, well, it's too big of a change. And it's like, before they even actually understand what might be a benefit, what could change for them, like, for the better, they're like, no, it's too big, I'm not supportive of that. And you get that initial pushback, but it's like, that's why I feel like understanding the elements of it as much as you can.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes that's just out of your control. It's just like, particularly when change is being forced on you and you just don't know, like, the full picture yet. But, like, if there are elements that you do know that you can show that person, I feel like that is really helpful to successfully sort of implementing that change.
Yeah, like, I would say there was a course I did a while ago. It was Tony Robbins. Do you know who Tony Robbins is?
Yes, fantastic. I watched his doco after you told me about it.
I'm Not Your Guru.
Yes.
So good.
I even got Andrew to watch it, actually.
Yeah, I recommend it to everyone. I think it's just, it's incredible. Yeah, so he said this idea of, like, a compelling future makes you a little bit more comfortable with stuff. And that's kind of what I think you're talking about, is, like, show them the benefits, show them what is on offer if they do decide to make this pivot, make this change, create a compelling future for them so that they are more motivated to go in that direction or drive that way. You can do that for yourself.
So can.
You can do that for yourself. Like, that's what the goal setting is. That's what the desires and aspiration stuff is. And I think that's maybe the part where it's the hardest, is, like, you do have to change to go towards those things because the person that you are right now is not doing the things that the person that achieves that goal is doing.
That's right. They're not going to get you there. Like, the version of yourself that you are right now is not going to get you where you want to be.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And that could be the same of, like, someone that you're with as well, like a partner. It's like, you know what, they're not going to help me get there. They're going to hold me back. They don't want me to be that sort of person. And I think that that's also like with motherhood as well. It's like they feel like they're really held back from doing so much because they've got this person, and they can build up so much resentment. But it's just like, I want to be that person, but I want to be that person with them, like, show them what that person looks like, sort of thing. So again, like, use it as motivation to become, or, like, do whatever you want to do,
especially in your hardest moments, because that is really when you shift to become that person, is when, like, when you have those moments that bring you to your knees.
So true.
And you must change.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even like, I want to change. Like, if I change, it's like you pivot or die, basically. And not actually die, but that's the solidified version of you if you don't choose to keep going forwards.
Oh, for sure. I was, like, just thinking, even, like, just doing this right now. It was like, you know, I do have a baby. Like, if she was still not sleeping the same way, I was like, I still want to say yes to this because, like, you know, I want to put myself in there. I want to do, like, I want to be open to things like this that open up those conversations. And if I get to do it with her like this, great. You know what I mean?
How about this? Cuddles.
We would have been climbing all over the couches, and it would have been like, that's what it is.
What it would have been. Yeah. 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 How good's this been, though? Look at this.
No, I've never seen you this still before.
Oh,
well done.
We're getting some serious side eye. Let's do a bit of a wrap of, like, the best of what we've spoken about. What do you think let's go the best tools that we've spoken about today. What are some things that we could say? I think you've definitely highlighted self-talk as being a big one.
Massive, yeah. Reframing the problem, I think, is another really big one. Learning how to be comfortable getting uncomfortable is another big one. I think also just setting up the right support network is so important.
Yeah, that was a big one for you, right? Yeah.
Just, that had a lot of waiting on. Because that also helps you be the best version of yourself.
One thing I do want to add, if I can add to your getting comfortable, being uncomfortable one, maybe not even comfortable, maybe even, like, thriving, being uncomfortable, I think is the thing that would be so cool to be able to do all the time.
Yeah.
Never do it 24/7. But that's what I see in you, is, like, this really big lean in when, like, things get shit and things get tough.
Yeah.
Is like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. What else have you got?
Absolutely. It's like, how far can we sort of, how much can we figure out? How far can we go? Like, what can we do?
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah, I think that you just, You do just have to go all in sometimes. It's like, as crappy as it might feel along the way, it's just like, you do want to be different and better and like just have that experience at a minimum of like, I tried.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. I think that like that was actually something that my parents were really big on. They're like particularly with school and stuff. It was like, I don't care what the outcome is. You can get a D, but if you tried your hardest, that's what I'm happy with.
That's it. Yeah. And that makes a really good relationship with failure.
Yeah.
Which I don't think a lot of people get growing
Absolutely.
up.
I mean, in sports, I can just imagine how that feels, right?
Yeah. Because it is outcome based, but so is school, you know, so is school. And parents, through no fault of their own, I think often the easiest question, like, what mark did you get?
Yeah.
Like, the easiest question is the objective measure, always.
Sure.
And I heard it I was at an athletics track the other day. I've been doing this run club on Sundays, which has been so much fun. A really cool challenge for me because I'm not a runner. Like 20 meters was the max before this moment. So it's been really hard. But yeah, I heard this coach talking to these three, like maybe 10-year-olds or less. And they had just had a little athletics comp or something like that. And like, oh, how'd you go on the weekend? Like, what did you come?
Yeah.
Like, what did you place? You know? And I thought, I wouldn't have thought anything of it when I was younger.
Yeah.
But now...
It's like a reasonable question. Like,
yes, it's so normal. It's so normal. And now when I hear it, it just makes me cringe. It actually just makes me like, ugh. Yeah. Because not every kid is going to come first in everything. And that's okay. And that should be okay for that kid.
Yeah.
And just going outcomes based doesn't make it okay. And they learn, even if they don't really understand, they learn that like if I don't perform, like I won't be loved. And like I know that sounds like a massive extrapolation, but it really is like the end result of what that question means.
Oh, absolutely. And you can't help think like that sometimes as well, like particularly in areas like sport, because it's just like, well, I'm doing this to get a good outcome and not just, but I'm not just doing it for fun a lot of the time when you're doing competitive sport and stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like you also shouldn't take that element out of it because it's not just about that. I can just imagine the anxiety like going into things.
Yeah.
Or, like after, like when you're like, oh, if you didn't get the outcome that you wanted, people being like, how'd you go? And you're like, oh my God, I don't want to talk about it because I didn't do that.
It's a very real experience.
Well,
Yeah.
It's just like,
that's right.
upsetting. I mean, I know Andrew feels it all the time. It's like, oh, how's the business going?
Yeah.
Don't ask me, please.
Like, yeah. And not to say like it's not going well and you're not on the journey to where you want to go, but like people are expecting outcomes and results and answers, or even you put that internal pressure on yourself of like people want to hear outcomes and results.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's just not, yeah. That would be the same in business, the same in sport. But I really noticed it with those kids. I was like, what does that then create? And I don't necessarily know what the answer is because in competitive sport, like you said, you do need some sort of sense of where other people are sitting.
Yeah.
In order for you to push to that point. But also you need this sense of where am I, and I need to keep like staying in my own lane and keep leveling up myself. And the results will come, it doesn't matter when.
Yeah.
Then maybe that's the frame, but you still have to know where other people are sitting, which then gives you that drive for achievement. But I think parents can play a big part in not tying that to like, am I successful?
Absolutely.
I don't know how. There's probably many people who do, but do you have thoughts on it?
It's true. I don't know. Sometimes I think about it. I'm like, is it that inherent need to like not disappoint that like makes you so? They might not even like, despite my parents being so good about getting things like in school, like grades and whatnot.
Yeah.
I still didn't want to go home with a D because that's like, that doesn't feel good. It's not nice. It's not the result.
Yeah.
That, like everyone like would want and expect of trying your hardest. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, I don't want to just place or whatever. It's such a difficult thing to come to terms with. And I honestly think that you just have to keep doing it to like get better at dealing with it.
Yeah.
Like with failure and
failure,
like,
yeah.
You have to keep doing it. I had to keep failing before I felt good about something. And it's like, even like not sucking the goodness out of a win when you do win, because it's like, you know how many times I would say, and I catch myself all the time, it's like, oh wow, like you got her to sleep, and it's like, oh, yeah, but she's gonna wake up, and it's like, why would I take that away from her? I did get her to sleep.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, celebrate that win.
Yeah, you immediately like go to what's the fail here, and like when is it gonna happen? You're like expecting the fail.
Constantly waiting for that shoe to drop. And I'm like, that's not a nice way to be. And that's another thing. It's just like, that's brought about a version of yourself that you might not like, but something that you just have to keep working on.
Yeah, and the fact that you can hear that voice more not close up kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you can hear that voice and you can hear that like that's not what you want to be. It's like still a part of you because it's that conditioned loop of what has happened before.
Exactly.
And that's like everything in life that creates that part of you that you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
It's not nice. But it's conditioning, so it can be unconditioned. It can be undone.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Or like it can be, like you said, pulled apart and built back in a different way that you can use more usefully.
Yeah. I think you just have to keep working on being aware of it and then just see what works for you. I don't know. I still don't have the answer because we still talk like that to ourselves. Like we feel like it's such a big part of life, but it's like such a source of discomfort.
It is, yeah. But I think you're right. Just keep failing, really. Keep failing. But also there's a part that's like, don't expect failure.
Yes.
Like what you're saying is like you put her to bed and then you like do the like pat on the back thing to yourself, like nice, and then you're like, nah, this is not gonna last.
Yeah.
But that's that expecting it not to work. I've actually read that something that the best athletes in the world do is have positive self-expectancy. They expect themselves to perform well, which which not a lot of people naturally do.
No.
They don't.
It's always like put your expectations low, so that you're delighted. But I love that.
So they have this like confidence, self-esteem, positive self-expectancy, and positive self-talk. Like they're just like in this bubble of, I am the best. I'm going to perform at my best. And that doesn't mean that it always goes that way, but to be in that mindset, what an absolute like advantage.
So powerful.
Yeah. Which, we work on. We work on. Is there anything you want to add?
No, I just wanted to say thank you very much. It's
No.
been so much fun.
It's so cool.
It's a really interesting area to sort of unpack. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for having me here and doing it and agreeing to it and, in the middle of everything that is your life that's been, like you said, flipped upside down this year.
Beautiful.
Thank you for making time for it. Thank you. It's been so good. Okay, bye now.